Today's podcast is brought to you by SCSM, bringing you athletic apparel with purpose and fresh crossover appeal. Redeem your $25 coupon by shopping at SCSMsports.com and enter KICK at checkout to save on your purchase. SCSM, same call, same mission. Microphone check 1, 2. We are in this piece.
What's going on?
This is Tiffani Lewis. Welcome to another episode of SCSM's podcast, Let's Talk Game. Today's guest, I feel like I know you. We're Charlotte natives.
Yep.
We're not new in terms of our rapport. You work hard. You put on for the city. It's so much to say about you. Anthony Morrow is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Tiff.
We were talking about before the cameras got rolling and we started recording. You're starting your own podcast?
Yeah, we started. Me and my homie Justin Jack. It's called The Life Podcast. We just talk about sports, music, fashion, pop culture, like anything that's going on. But we in the beginning stages, so we getting it off the ground right now. But we got a shout out to Shamel down in Atlanta, helping us out with it. So we in our group chat like every other day trying to get it rolling. But it's coming along.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I really respect that because during your busy workout, you took a break to come and show us some love in the middle of you doing everything else you have going on. And so, but yeah, much success to that. I want to make sure we're plugged in and tuned in. So I'll get all of the information before we end, but let's get rolling. So, in NBA news, I checked out IG this morning to see what was relevant, what was new, right?
Yeah, it's every day.
Yeah, it's every day. And so I saw that you sent a sincere message out to Coach Popovich.
Yeah.
And I think, just starting off the jump, like that truly is a reflection of who you are. Yeah. You didn't do it for likes. You didn't do it for comments. You did it because that's just sincerely from a place of, your respect for him.
Yeah.
What does a winner like yourself say to a winner like him in this time of loss? Like, it's not a game loss. It's not a title loss. It's a loss of his wife. Like, what do you say to him?
Just my condolences go out to him.
Yeah.
When I saw that on my phone last night, I was actually eating dinner watching the game, and I saw it, and it was just like, it just took me. My son was asking me a question, and I couldn't even answer it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just took me to a place real quick where I just felt for him. Just knowing him as a coach and as a person, not having like the deepest relationship with him like some of the other guys I know, but just seeing what he stands for. He's one of those guys that walks into the room, the whole room changes. It's like that kind of presence, and he doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve like that when it comes to his family. He's very private. The organization is private. So for him to have that kind of loss and him being always a person that's the standard and everybody wants to be like and ask for it. And, he probably gets everybody asking for something all the time, whether it's family, team, organization, whatever it is. So, just for the support that he's getting from the NBA family and just the people that don't even like basketball know who Greg Popovich is and they feel for him right now. So that's definitely something I wanted to, give my condolences. And I don't like you said, I don't do that for like likes and stuff like that because it's way deeper than that. I think yesterday they said he pulled out his phone during pregame interviews and it was his granddaughter or something like that on the phone. So, you never really see that side of him, but to see it and then him have such a grave loss like that, it makes you really feel for somebody that stands for way more than basketball, social injustice, so he definitely changed the narrative in a lot of different ways, not just on the court, but off the court.
So I think that puts into perspective for a lot of people, even though they're coaching champions and they're champions themselves, like when you take a loss of your wife, a spouse, a child, any level of loss can impact you. But at a very critical time like this, I think it says a lot for you to take time out. And then all the people who have showed him love and support and just sent words of encouragement, that means a lot and it can go a long way. So respect to you for that.
Thank you. Respect to everybody for showing love.
Yeah.
That was big.
Speaking about showing love, like also on IG, you're taking selfies, you're smiling.
Yeah.
you have great teeth, right? And so why not show them you're loving life? Like, what are you loving most about life right now?
My family, my kids. This is my first year not playing in the league. Yeah. So, just business wise and everything else, and family wise, and being able to spend time with my family and do things during that I'm not able to do with my, Christmas. I got time to actually spend at home, for holidays and stuff like that. And, just kind of having more time to, really be more hands-on with my off-the-court stuff and business stuff, but also being able to kind of just reflect. Because when you in a moment, I played in the league 9 years, and I plan on playing again. But, 9 years in the NBA and then really playing basketball organized since I was 4 years old. I'm 32 years old, so that's 28 years of organized basketball. You really don't get a chance to reflect on everything because you're in the moment all the time.
Right.
Like me personally, it's like, okay, you scored 25. All right, tomorrow is a new day. Nobody remembers that. Like you never get to
celebrate that,
good
right?
game,
Yeah.
text message, thanks. And it's just like, all right, that's it. Like, gotta move on. What we gonna do to prepare for tomorrow? So it's like that every day at the highest level for 9 years. And then this year is like, you really hear your friends telling stories to you when you're just kicking it, and they telling you like, man, remember this when this happened, and that game when this happened, and you start thinking like, not getting complacent, but just thinking like, I never really thought about it the way they describing this. Like I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of stuff that's kind of cool. So yeah, you got to smile about life.
So it gives you've had an opportunity to really be in the moment. So people may not know you're a father, but you're a father of 4 beautiful children.
Yep.
A daughter who's the oldest, and 3 boys. You have a set of twins.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
So
it's a lot going on.
I have 2, so I could that's double that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot going on with 2. So from a parent perspective, you just talked about the certain level of success that you've reached, and it's just been consistent throughout your career. Like, how do you balance or manage the expectations and opinions of people from the sidelines in terms of how you are believed to parent? Like, how do you manage that? How do you navigate that?
Well, first of all, shout out to, Aurora, my daughter's mother, down in Atlanta. She's doing a great job, my daughter. And my girl, Suge, now with 3 of my boys. I give them all the respect and all the credit because
that's awesome.
It's not easy at all, especially when, like they don't necessarily, they don't want to be in any type of limelight. They like, you get enough of that. You've gotten enough of that over the, just want to make sure everything, tight knit, family wise and stuff like that. But in terms of, I guess people looking from the outside in, everybody's situation different. So I wouldn't judge anybody based off what I see, unless it's some malicious, crazy stuff going on. But it's just like my life is different than other people's lives.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure like Jay-Z and Beyonce's life is different. If we're looking on the outside in, we don't know everything. And then I'm looking at it like, if somebody's looking at me, like, you don't understand what it's like for them to go through and my children to go through, like, what it's like for me being on TV and always being critiqued.
Yeah.
The more I play, the more people talking about me, whether I'm playing good or bad.
Yeah.
And we don't know how that reflects on kids. We don't know how that reflects on our girlfriends, our wives, our, significant others or whatever. And, like, that's something that as men in entertainment, sports, business, whatever you are, CEO of a company, that's something that we always have to take into account. That you putting yourself on the back burner because you always really in the limelight. So you got to put yourself on the back burner to understand how they feeling at the time. Taking time out your day to just, how you feeling? Did you see this? How'd you feel about this? What's going on? Just to gauge it, making sure everybody's straight, because it could take a toll on you emotionally and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking like, I'm tough enough to deal with this. I don't care about what they say on whatever TV show about me. I don't care about that. But your wife may be going through it. Like, I don't know if how he's really feeling. I don't know. Your kids might be hearing it at school. So it's just more about taking that time out and communicating with them.
You remind me just even how you flowed through that response. Because I think you made it sound simple, but it's a heavy thing to really serious is a really heavy thing to carry. And so just your demeanor, your essence, you remind me of Ace from Paid in Full. Have you ever got that?
Of course.
Really?
Wood Harris?
Yeah. And so
yeah.
I wonder, do you parent like that? Are you that cool? Are you that laid back?
Yeah,
Seriously?
my voice carries, so I don't even have to I don't put my hands on my children or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like at times it's like, all right, come here, let me talk to you. You know, I
Yeah.
might have to grab you up, but it's not ever anything. Like I can speak and it's like, okay, I'm listening. You know,
I need
straighten
to
up.
get better at that.
I don't know. Like maybe it's my voice. I don't know what it is, but like my daughter and my sons, even the twins, a little bit. You know, they all over the place. They're a year and a half, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of training them. So when they hear my voice, because right now they doing what they want to do, but they coming along though.
Maybe it's your height too.
It might be the whole presence, the whole thing. It's working for me right
Yeah.
now. It's working for me.
That's awesome. You're close to your pops too. Do you
Yeah.
find yourself modeling like how he parented, or how your mom parented you, with what you do?
My mom was way more hands on because
Yeah.
I was my mom's only child. So like it was me and her most of my childhood. You know, me and my pops. I parent more like him because I'm still kind of I'm still kind of scared of my dad. Like he never. I don't remember one time he ever put his hands on me like that. He grabbed me up maybe one time in the 6th, 7th grade, but that was it.
Yeah.
Like every other time is when I heard his voice get to a certain level, it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I gotta chill because
Yeah.
I don't know what this man would do to me. I don't want none of these problems. And this is before I had like a growth spurt.
Yeah.
So he was always like big, used to lift weights and stuff, and he had that voice, and I was like, nah, I don't want none of that.
Shout out to the parents who can discipline with that look.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that look that says the most.
Yeah.
You don't even have to move. That's intimidating. So that's respect. Who are some guys in the league that you look up to that are fathers that you can shoot a text to, have a phone call with, that it's like, hey, yo, bro, like,
Yeah. It's
how have you navigated this? Who are some of those players?
It's a lot of guys. I mean, Steven Jackson. I played with Steven Jackson, and he's still to this day like a big brother to me. Matt Barnes, when he found out I was having twins, he reached out immediately, like crazy. So anytime I got anything going on, I'll reach out to him. You know, he has twin boys. I think they're like 10 or 11 years old now. And it's a lot. It's a lot of guys, man. C.J. Watson, one of the guys that played in the league a while ago. Well, last year.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Do you
It's a
find
lot.
yourself being able to pass on things that you've learned? Like, I know OKC was the most recent team you played with. So
Yeah.
while you were there, Russell was expecting his first child.
Yep.
Like, I mean, did you find yourself like being able to give him advice or say things to him that helped you when you became a father?
Yeah, but he actually saw it though, because I was there. Like
yeah.
he was around when my 5-year-old was like 1 or 2 years
Yeah.
old, so he saw it. But when I found out, he was having a son, man, I was extremely happy for him. Told him anything you need to know, man. You need to learn to change a diaper or something. You want to learn it this way,
Yeah.
because I know you're gonna learn it in them classes and stuff. I'm gonna teach you how to do it the quick way, so you don't have to,
The quick back of the seat, if
real
you
quick.
have to do it in
Sometimes
a car.
it's an emergency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but yeah, he I told him he's gonna be a great dad though, man. The way he carries himself professionally, not even basketball wise, just how he is professionally. I was like, and just how family oriented he is with his brother and his wife and his parents and
Yeah.
his family and his friends, close friends from back home. It's like, you're gonna be great, man. You already got you got like 90% of it down. Bro.
Yeah.
You already family oriented. You already there. So
Yeah.
you're gonna be great.
So talk about like, and so this is where I want to talk about, bouncing back, because you went hard, you established a level of success for yourself, and so I'm not going to talk stats because I think sometimes, seriously, all the stats,
Yeah.
and anybody who's a fan of yours and follows you, they know all the stats too. So, but we're at the height of the playoffs, and just starting, and so hey, you see your teammates on the screen. I'm sure you're supporting them,
Yeah.
both from different standpoints. And so how hard is it for you to sit back and watch the game from this vantage point when you have so much more to give? Like, what's been
Yeah.
the most challenging thing with that?
I mean, it was tough in the beginning of the season because it was like weird being in Charlotte in November, October, and like December. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey man, some gotta give. Like, it was kind of different. It was kind of, but like now at this point, like I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going to. I want to be moving forward. And it's cool now because even when I was playing, like I remember like KD used to tell me all the time, like, man, why are you watching basketball so much? We just played basketball all day. We just got off a road trip. I'm like, I'm a basketball fan.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a fan of basketball.
Yeah.
So every TV at least 1 or 2 TVs going to have basketball on every day. You know
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Like, somebody going to be watching basketball, but it's like, I'm just a fan of it. So like the playoffs in itself, it is moments where I'm like, I should have been in that position. Like, that's just as a competitor.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm just like, yo, call the homies. And we're going to meet somewhere and watch the game, eat dinner, watch the game, come over, watch the games. So it's just about being a fan of it. But it's definitely cool to see the younger guys and, some of my former teammates have success. New Orleans Pelicans right now and the Thunder, obviously. So it's good.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a story of resilience that you're walking through, that you're journeying through, and you have the heart of a champion. So what is this year of resilience taught you about, operating more efficiently, maybe at a team level, individually? Like, what's your story of resilience? What has it taught you?
I mean, right now, it's definitely motivational. Like, I'm always looking for motivation. Like, I've always been like that. Like, anything could, like, be the chip on my shoulder in terms of, like, going harder in the gym. And I'm definitely doing that. Like, we got a few guys in town right now. We playing 3-on-3. We working out, doing drills, lifting weights. And just raising the competition level of the guys around me.
Yeah.
That's how I always been. So, like, being able to do that and keep that kind of edge is something I think it'll bode well for me, like, overseas, if I go overseas or wherever I do, back in the league, whatever it is. So keeping that edge is important to me.
Yeah.
So it's, like, real kind of detailed and specific. People may not understand that, like, because it ain't just about making shots. Going in the gym, shooting jump shots, lifting weights. It's like a mental and like an emotional connection you gotta have to be able to play at that level every day and compete like that.
Yeah.
So just trying to feed that, and instilling in some other guys that I think got a chance to play in the NBA.
So who pushes you? If you're pushing them, who pushes you?
Like
internal?
I said, I mean, of course, like, family wise, like, that's my motivation.
Yeah.
But in terms of just, like, keeping that edge, watching those games, just, like, seeing stuff like Kevin Garnett has a show, Area 21. Like, seeing his energy, like, he always was a motivator for me, like, motivation for me. Always. Like, so I'll go watch YouTube videos of him or old interviews of him or him playing in certain games.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, Kobe, like Allen Iverson, like, just some of the most competitive. That's how I fell in love with the game, watching those kind of guys just be passionate and going, like, how they played. So that's something I always had to feel and have. Even if I go play in a church league somewhere, like, I'm like, yo, I gotta go play. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just one of them things where it's just keeping that edge and it's not just staying in shape. Like I said, it's just like keeping everything together. So that's what it is.
And sometimes keeping edge can be just a little bit of trash talk over a text message. Who are some of the biggest trash talkers that you are seriously? Man, and what is that conversation flow like?
Kevin Garnett. This not a text message. It's in the game.
Okay.
Like, this is game stuff.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce is a trash talker?
Yeah. He was the worst almost. He's one of the worst in my 9 years.
Yeah.
He'll say, I mean, he won't just, it's not even about, like, curse words or nothing.
Yeah.
It's just what he says to you.
Yeah, and probably how he says it.
Because he was like, it's like, I'm brushing you off. Like, I don't even talk to people like you. Like, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's definitely motivational. But KG, Paul Pierce, it's a few other guys, but those are two of the ones I really, really remember. Like, Kobe didn't say nothing to you because he just didn't respect you if he said something to you, he respected you.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing to me until like my like my fourth year in the league or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool.
That's interesting. So what else have you been filling your time with? Like, how has your faith grown through this experience?
It's grown a lot.
Talk about it.
I've been able to go to my church.
What church is that?
Central Church of God.
Don't show up at his church trying to get an autograph.
Nah, I ain't gonna come in. Nah, it's too many people. Y'all ain't gonna see me. Nah, but Central Church of God. Pastor Lorraine Livingston.
Okay.
And just being able to go to church in my church without having to watch online.
That's
like,
huge.
Yeah. So I've been like, you know, even when I'm out of town and I have to watch online, I'll do that. But just being home and being able to, you know, take my son to church and stuff like that, it's been cool. It's been real cool. And that's kind of been keeping me, I mean, that's something that's kept me grounded. Definitely helped keep me grounded and just, you know, just like trusting and believing and, you know, there are better things coming too. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of, like, it's just like kind of a lost period where you like, I'm used to being on schedule and I'm used to knowing, okay, I'm gonna be here at least the next 2-3 years. Yeah. Contractually. Yeah. Now it's just like, you home. So what you gonna do?
Fill my time with?
Yeah. So it's just, you know, without doing too much, like definitely being like a family man helps because it's not that much idle time because you still I'm still a schedule guy. Yeah. So I'm still like work out at this time, pick my son up, play with my son, might have golf lessons, might go back to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's still like structural stuff, but that's just learning from being on a schedule all the time. So it's kind of cool not having to wake up at 7:00 in the morning right now. You know, you can kind of sleep in sometimes, but at the same time, it's definitely a transition that a lot of guys aren't ready to make. You know, I'm not sure if I was ready. I wasn't ready to make it, but it's like that though. Like you planned everything and then, okay, the phone stopped ringing for a while. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a transition, but it's more mental than anything. But like I said, I always had the foundation right there. Like my faith was always my foundation. Whatever was going on, good, bad, ups, downs. So I feel like that's what's carrying me. And it's not perfect. It's ups and downs of it, like you get in your moments.
Absolutely.
But you snap out of it quicker when you know like everything gonna be straight.
The mental toughness is important. The skill set, we already know that's hands down important, right? Yeah. But the mental toughness and the faith, the fortitude that comes as a result of that. So I hope, you know, for the kids listening, it's easy to get bombarded with, oh, it's all about the athleticism. No, it's really about your internals. What are you rooted and grounded in? Let's get the kids together at Top Golf.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. My daughter loves golf. She's 3.
We're going tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah, we're going to talk offline and what time that is. Yeah. But yeah, she loves Top Golf. And so talk about, you know, really quick, other headlines, cheating, Tristan Thompson. You know, I usually don't go there, but I thought it was appropriate because I think from a family perspective, you've offered so much. But talk about weathering the storm. And so I'm going to share really quick with Hall of Famer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He said, you know, in Cosmopolitan, which I thought was interesting. And that's kind of how I, you know, said, okay, let me bring this to the forefront in this interview today. He said, I'm not here to defend or condemn Tristan Thompson's actions. If people feel the need to judge him, let them do so based on his behavior, not his profession or gender, end quote. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a good point.
Why so?
Just because you hear it get associated so much, like athletes, bad. Yeah. Rappers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Entertainers. So, I mean, that's kind of it's kind of crazy because I'm like, it's kind of the double standard that we got to deal with without sounding all like, you know, not like we're entitled or anything, but it is that he made a great point. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, I thought it was great perspective. So I was like, let me pull this in.
Yeah. I thought that was real. I thought that was great. But in terms of the whole situation, it's unfortunate, obviously, because she was pregnant and she had the baby and, you know, he did what he did and he going through whatever he going through. And like, I wouldn't Kareem? Dr. Jabbar said.
Okay, let me stay corrected. Dr. Jabbar, NBA Hall of Fame legend. All that.
I don't even, you know, I don't want to mess with that because he's a legend. But you like he said, you know, don't put it on his gender and his profession. It's more of a character thing, which I agree with. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of times we get used to being able to use that excuse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just the way he's going through that, you know, I wouldn't say the Kardashians are using this as a storyline. I can't judge them.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same side. You know,
you just balance the scales.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's more of a character thing, and I don't know what they plan on doing with that. We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know
Yeah.
what Chloe's going through. She just had a baby. I think the baby might have been premature. You never know how that took how that took a toll. Well, we just in a generation now where it's like everything's open, so everybody feels like I can have an opinion, and
Yeah.
everybody thinks they have a platform. And my thing is like, you don't have if you got a phone, just because you got a phone, that don't mean you got a platform.
Or if you have 3 phones,
Yeah,
and a
like-
computer,
Yeah, like this is a platform, like
Yeah.
a real platform.
Yeah.
Like people got phones and they're like, well, now I'm TMZ or now I'm Skip Bayless or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that don't make you that. You just somebody out here recording stuff with an opinion.
Right.
It's just that right now we're in a generation where everything is the media,
yeah,
quote unquote, social media. I mean, like it's not even real.
right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just unfortunate that it's such a high profile relationship, and whatever was going on, I mean, it is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? So she seemed like she was happy. So hopefully everything's straight.
Well, hopefully they are able to bounce back from all of the negative news and media that's been surrounding them as individuals and as a couple, and wishing them well, and then wishing you well.
Thank you.
It's so much.
Thank you.
I mean, and that's what I wanted people to see. You know, the platform of going through something in a very public eye can be a little bit challenging, but I knew you would shed nothing but positive perspective. And so whatever industry you guys are in, it doesn't matter if you're a professional athlete, we all hit just real interesting intersections in in our lives where it causes us to question, okay, well, what's next? What's my future direction? But make sure you maintain that faith, that perseverance, and just really a positive perspective about, you know, what it is that you're called here to do. So
Absolutely.
I respect you.
Thank you.
Hey,
I respect you too.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Where can they find you on social media?
Twitter, Mr. Anthony Morrow, just MR Anthony Morrow. Instagram, Young Fresh, YUNG Fresh. Facebook, Anthony Morrow. You'll know the real one. It's like 3 different pages, but you'll know the real one. That's about it. That's all the platforms I use.
All right. So, guys, be sure to tune in and subscribe. We're going to share this out on all those social media platforms, and follow us on Instagram as well, SCSM Sports. Send me an email directly to see what other questions you have, what comments, feedback, how can we make the show better. I'm up for it. T. Lewis, Lewis at SCSMsports.com. This is another episode of Let's Talk Game. We're signing out. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Tiff.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you.